Welcome to ROM City. I'm Jim, and before I get started, I've noticed that a lot of the people that watch my videos and come to my channel are not subscribed, and I mean, most of you. So, if you want to get notified when I post a new video and be one of the first to watch, comment, and all that good stuff, like, subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll know. So, without further ado, let's get on to the video. Back in 2009, there was a company called atGames who were releasing extremely bad home video game consoles and handhelds based on Sega properties. So they released a Sega Mega Drive home console, or Genesis, depending on where you are in the world. And they released Genesis Mega Drive handheld consoles too. There's 3-button version, 6-button version. And then they did it again in 2015 and maybe even 2017, from what I can find, that they used exact same system on a chip, Fire core engine throughout all of them, and they were all pretty bad. Now, if you're anything like me, you probably bought one or two, or all of them back in the day, and just have stopped using them. In fact, I have one right here. This was called, depending on where you were in the world, the Mega Drive Portable or Genesis Portable, or it was called the Mega Drive Gopher in Brazil. I don't know why. That's what it was called. It came in a 6-button and a 3-button variety. The 6-button variety came out much later, and then that's when it got my attention, because I don't like playing Mega Drive / Genesis games without the full button support for like fighters and things like that. So I bought one, and this is what the emulation is like. And this is what it should be like. Pretty bad, isn't it? Yes. If there was only a way to fix this. Well, in 2017 and 2018, a developer by the name of Neto decided to tinker with the system and see if he could get it running anywhere a little bit better than what it does. Anything would be better, right? And he did, eventually coming up with the Neto launcher, or the Neto loader. And that's what I'm going to run through today. So if you've got one of these systems, don't do this with it. It can be saved, okay? You can add proper speed emulation to it, more game compatibility, and saves. So I'm going to run you through how to set that up, and then, yeah, let's get to it! Okay, to set up the Neto bootloader, the first thing you're going to want to do is remove the SD card from your device, and have a way of plugging it into the computer via USB or through a card reader or whatever as long as you can get the SD card or micro SD card from the adapter into the computer. And you should be faced with whatever's on your SD card currently. Mine is completely empty because I have this ready to set up. So the first thing with the SD card in the computer you'll want to do is actually format it, and you can't just use the Windows formatter to do that, because if you do, it just won't work. Most times I've had it just not look at the card. So to get around that, what we do is we go to this program here, SD Formatter. Now, if you don't have this on your computer, you probably don't, because I don't know why you would. I'll put a link in the description or download, whatever, but make sure you have the SD Formatter. Find your card. Mine is F. It found it by default. It's only a 4 gig card that I'm using because I really don't need much more than that. As an SDHC card, just go quick format, volume label. Let's just call it atGames. You can call it whatever you want. Format. Yes. Shouldn't take 2 seconds. Cool. Now that that's done, you'll see there's again nothing on it because I've already done this once. You'll want to download the Netto bootloader that I put in the description. Inside that, you'll find that there are 2 folders. Now, depending on the device you have, you'll want either one. So my device is the orange original 2009 version of the Sega Mega Drive Portable. However, they did re-release it in 2015 and 17, and they have sort of a different system. So if yours was called the Genesis or Mega Drive Ultimate Portable and it has sort of a white shell instead of a black shell, you'll want the 2017 version. For me, I want the 2009 version, but the method is exactly the same. So just unzip that to your desktop. There it is. And then open it up and copy whatever folders you see to the SD card. It's the same method for the other one. There'll be different folders. You won't have a game folder. You'll have a system folder, I believe. Let's have a look at that, just in case you have the 17 version. Yeah, it just has a tech toy folder and it has system save ROM, whereas this one just has game, which is where the bootloader goes into, tech toy, and it's just got ROM and save. It doesn't have the system because that's not the way that it loads its firmware from. It loads its firmware from, we have to load it manually from the game as if it was a game itself, which is fine. And then all you want to do is any ROMs that you want to play, you fit between ROM folder 1 to 6. There can be 99 ROMs in each folder. So there's plenty of, you wouldn't even need most of those, but if you've got a lot of ROM hacks and whatever, there's 6 folders with up to 99 games per folder. And they have to be in either bin format or MD format. So here's Sonic & Knuckles World version. I'm just going to chuck in ROM 1 on my card. I'm going to rename that to .bin because that's the way I know that it works. So if it doesn't work with a .md for you, rename it to .bin. And that's really all you need to do. You just put all your ROMs in the folder. So if you've got 99 games, put them all in ROM 1, or if you've got ROM 2, or if you want to separate them by letters, you can do that as well. So that's all you need to do as far as your SD card goes. So now we just eject that from the computer and we'll head on over to the capture and we'll see how it works on the system. Hi, Jim back here again at the capture card with the Sega system. I just want to preface this by saying if you have the 2015 and 2017 version of the Ultimate Genesis or Mega Drive Portable, then as soon as you turn it on, it will now have a different menu. But with the original 2009 up to 2015, you're going to see the normal bootloader as soon as you turn it on, kind of like this. So you get the atGames logo, and then you'll get this. What you actually want to do to boot into Netto bootloader for the older systems is you want to go across to your SD card and boot that. It will go into a different menu. It will search for your games on the card. It sees that MDI file, and then you just boot it as if it was a game. And there you go. It's booting into Netto's 2017-2018 bootloader. If you're playing in portable mode, I'm not currently because I'm capturing it. But if you're playing in portable mode, there's nothing else you have to do. You just let it start up. You see your ROM folder. You can go in and you can start your game. No worries. If you're playing on a TV and you have a NTSC capable TV, so for America, Japan, and a few others, you press the A button on the control first and you go down to settings, press start. You can either change it to Europe 60 Hertz or NTSC TV. And you press A on it, and then you press start, and then you press start, A again, sorry. So you get to that. So if you were to press A and you went down to settings, press start, and it's still ticked, then you did it fine. You press start to get out of it, and then A to get out of that. And then you'll see Sonic & Knuckles World, which I put on there myself, has come up. And yeah, we can now play that game by pressing start. And you'll see the game start to load. So this does take a little bit longer than the original loader, but the game emulation is so much better. And there you go, the game has loaded up. And you can play pretty damn well. I haven't found a game that doesn't work yet. and every game has much better sound and full speed emulation. So there you have it. Neto's bootloader on the Mega Drive Portable from atGames. Whether you've got the 2009 version like I do, or the 2015 version. I believe this also works on the 3-button version as well. You've now got a system that is capable of running Sega, Genesis, and Mega Drive games perfectly fine in handheld mode and also TV mode. Now, I didn't show you handheld mode working because I plugged it in through the capture card and did it that way. Also, my battery, because I haven't used this for so long, is completely dead and I need to replace it or find a suitable replaceable battery, which I can't do currently because they don't sell them. So I can only play it through the TV or handheld mode plugged into USB power, which is fine, but it's a pain in the ass to capture for you, but you've seen it working through the capture anyway. Yeah, I hope this video has been good for you, and I hope that it has saved one of your handhelds. If you've been sitting on that for years like I have, certainly it now has a use. So yeah, I've been Jim, this has been ROM City. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.